You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while cackling and keeping the friendship bar low for people you truly love.
Gonna love what we love, do it out loud. Stack ourselves with the clinches out. Shout it from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud.
Hey HBs, don't forget that this week on Patreon and our Apple Podcast subscription, Sabrina is telling us all about the other 5 books in this series by Ivy Knox, Aliens of Allura. I've already downloaded 2 of the books at her insistence, and I have absolutely no regrets. I'm so happy that I get to shout out some wonderful people who have supported us on Patreon. So, thank you from the bottom of our squishy hearts, Kirsten L., Yuki N., Jonathan R., Katie W., Lindsay H., and Kirstine O. Now, when we left off yesterday, Alu had just launched her gloriously naked body out of her swimming hole, and Jo was just trying her best to hide all of the drool. That's where we're jumping in to the final part of our recap of Enchanting Her Mate by Ivy Knox. So she's like down there as humanoid Alu swimming around, and then she launches herself up while transforming into Draxilio, flies all the way up, and then lands in her humanoid naked glory, dripping wet, rivulets running down her abs and tits in front of Jo. And Jo is just like, really doesn't know how to handle it and can't stop staring at her boobs. Understandable, you know?
Hey.
Yeah. And that's when Alu is like, oh, yeah, I guess, I'm normally naked because it's just me and Mech, and like Mech doesn't give a shit. And then she puts on clothes. So, yeah, then there's more programming. Then there's the kiss on the couch or whatever. Then there's more programming.
Oh my God, the kiss on the, okay, so listener, we also forgot to mention this. They almost kissed at Kate and Nero's cave. But then they got interrupted. There's been a couple of like near miss kisses. And then finally, Alu goes for it after they try and break Mech of his fake demonness.
Right.
And then they're kissing. And Jo is like, oh shit, I'm into this is happening. They're kissing on the couch. It's a whole thing. And then she like pulls away and Alu's like, yeah, hey, so actually like, you didn't feel anything from Mech because he's not possessed. And I did just want to bring you here to seduce you. This is the next day. And so now like Jo is like, okay, this is a thing that's happening. And then there's tongue sucking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's tongue sucking for sure. And Jo says, that was my first kiss. I've never kissed anyone before. And Alu is like, the fuck? Does that mean you haven't? And she's like, no. I've had like pleasure mates before. I've had like, pleasure partners, but that just never involved kissing. And Alu thinks to herself, how has nobody kissed this absolutely magnificent creature? Like, how is that possible?
Well, and
it's
then
so cute.
Even funnier, this is when Alu finds out that Jo's older by like 2 centuries, and Alu's like,
very into it.
Woman, I thought I was the ancient one here, but you're dust in the ground almost. And Jo's just like, fuck you.
Rude. Super rude.
But also Alu's really excited, partially because she's like, oh my God, I don't have to worry about this one dying. We have a comparable lifespan, which is exciting. And like a little bit of context on the world, even the gold boys live for a really long time. Like the gold people live for a really long time. Well, the human biology mutates. Their cells start mutating. So their lifespan extends Gold Boys starts getting shorter. And so they're like, oh, I wonder if that would happen with Drexilios too. Or maybe they realize it about Drexilios first. Basically, it's just all of the fluid sharing. Their bodies are like, oh, we should be compatible with our Inara, you know? Because, like, if that dies, we are just going to go into full revolt and probably just either drive these aliens crazy or die anyway.
Self-exit, yeah. Right.
Self-exit.
What?
I don't know why that term just... Yeah, they're the cells just being like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, there's no reason to live anymore without my Inara.
Also, this is very important. The Hexfriends can depend, like, they all have powers and things like that. Jo is capable of kind of tapping into thoughts and things like that, but she very carefully doesn't do that to Alu because she's like, oh, I don't have to. Alu is just gonna tell me what's on her mind.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just so cute together.
So this second day, she connects more with nature, and then all of a sudden she hears like a crash and a bang and a bleh, and Alu has hurt herself in the swimming pond situation. So Alu comes back up and she's got like blood on her arm or something, and Jo's like, oh my God, what happened to you? How do I fix it? What are you doing? She's like, yeah, I was jumping off this thing and I missed one of the vines and I just went like kersplat against the wall. Isn't that hilarious? Anyway, I'm fine. And Jo's like, no, you're not fine. We have to do a big Band-Aid on you. And Jo, this is the moment when she starts realizing that there are absolute downsides to Alu's lack of fear. On the one hand, she never has to worry about what Alu is thinking, but on the other hand, she always has to worry about her physical safety as the worrier in their relationship because Alu just like throws her body places and doesn't have any care for her own mortality. So this is the first time that Jo starts thinking, like wondering whether or not they are truly compatible or whether being in a relationship with Alu would just like slowly drive her crazy.
Yes. And then this becomes even more pressing because at some point right around this time, while Jo is out practicing magic, she comes across this like evil, dark force in the forest not far from Alu's house. And she ends up like in like kind of a weird like little mental magic fight with this thing while she's trying to figure out what it is. And so she's all scuffed and fucked up when she gets back to the house, and Alu's like, what's wrong with you? And Jo goes, in her head, is like, I can't tell Alu about this because even if I tell Alu not to go fuck with this invisible force that will obliterate her.
Yeah. She won't stop. She won't listen.
Yeah, because Alu's not afraid. But this is something where you should be afraid because the fact that I'm getting tossed around like a rag doll and I have the mental and like psychic energies and powers to combat this,
right?
You'd get obliterated. This is not a physical force fight that you can win. And so she actively doesn't tell Alu and is essentially lying about it. Also, at this point, listener, Alu has told Jo that she will not kiss her again unless Jo requests it. And Jo's like, but I want her to kiss me.
And both of them are a little bit sad that Alu did this because Alu's like, will it ever happen?
Yeah, Alu's like, maybe that's a time where I should have thought about potential consequences. And the potential consequences are that I never kiss Jo again.
Yep. But don't worry, that doesn't happen. We need to motor a bit, Sabrina.
Yes, let's go.
And so they do end up kissing, okay? And then they do end up in bed. And then Alu, like, just basically worships Jo's body to the point that, like,
listener,
there is no possibility of reciprocation.
Alu has had a body mod put on that makes her tongue vibrate. And not like a vibrating tongue ring. It's like the whole thing just can.
Her whole tongue is a bullet vibrator, is what it is. Yeah. And so the anatomy of both of them are different from humans because they don't have an external clitoris. My understanding is that they sort of Joe has like 2 internal clitori, and
Yep.
then Alu has 3 internal clitori.
Yes. Something.
Which
I don't remember if
is
it's
really-
3, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah, fucking rude.
It's talked
Unfair.
about a couple of times in the other books because the alien boys are like, "Oh, you're so sensitive on the outside and not sensitive on the inside," and the humans
Yeah.
are like, "Yeah, I have a clitor like on my outside."
Right.
Which, importantly, the alien boys, Melody, gold alien boys, their dicks vibrate. because
Okay.
They're used to having internal
internal-
clitori.
Got it.
Yeah. It's
Fair
a
enough.
lot of fun. I just love an alien learning another
Yes.
alien. In this instance, another alien's anatomy.
Yeah.
So there ends up being this whole thing. There's a scene where Joe saves Alu from this dumb situation with his fucked up bird. And that's when Joe is like so upset and she's scolding Alu. And then we're kissing. And that's what leads to them having sex. And
Yeah.
like Alu literally tongue fucks this woman into catatonia practically.
Yes. No,
Like-
really. Yeah. All Joe
Mhm.
can do is just like lay there and then she involuntarily falls asleep. And
Mhm.
Alu is so like satisfied with the good job she did, essentially, that like she doesn't even
Mhm.
need reciprocation.
Oh, absolutely. She's like, I'm just look
Yeah.
at me. Good job, Alu.
But then hold everybody's horses.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Very importantly, during all of this, we also have a lot of emotional intimacy and mental intimacy
Yeah,
that's happening.
all
And
of
this
that.
is
No, I
important because
know.
we're about to go back to the clan. It can't be all sex, Melody. So
yeah.
this whole time, Alu starts learning more about why Joe's should be the prime. Joe's the most
Yes.
powerful. Joe's all of these things. And so Alu is like, well, just go kick him to the curb. Fuck Tibik. And Joe's like, I can't just do that. And like every time I'm around him, it's like I shut back into this scared little kid.
Mhm.
And which is fucked up because I'm definitely more powerful and we're the same age. And Alu's like, okay, well, you are prime. At one point, when they're having sex, listener,
Mhm.
Alu is pleasuring Joe, and she's like, I want you to say it while I'm touching you. I am prime
She
of
says-
the Hexrins.
Yes. And she says, I want you to think about what it's going to feel like to go
Mhm.
up and challenge Tibik. And so it's this really visceral and transformative connection that Joe makes at this point between her pleasure and her power. And the
Mhm.
way that is like incredibly empowering and how she's entitled to it and how she deserves it. You know? Oh, it's
Yeah,
very
like you're
cool.
not taking anything that isn't
No.
already yours. It is
Yeah.
embracing who you at your core are. And
Yes.
it's so fun. And this book is a really good example of this is what I'm talking about when like I want a sapphic romp. It can have serious moments. I just
Of course.
don't want the whole thing to be
A
just
trauma dump?
yeah.
Trauma Olympics?
Yeah, exactly. Like
That'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, it's fine. We all have traumas. I get it. Can we just have a romp with a vibrating tongue and a
Yes.
fucked up bird? You know?
And hold it, everyone, because Joe is no slouch, okay? In
It's been a
the
hot minute
in the
since
novelty
Joe's-
sex department, okay? Joe is
Melody,
here ready to play.
listener, I need you to know that when Melody messaged me, I was like, "Oh, we could do like lesbian alien, like we could do lesbian aliens." I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And Melody was like, "Was book good?" And I was like, "Yeah, book was good." Also, I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with the sex. Frankly.
Yeah.
And you know what? Based on Melody right now, I'm gonna say I wasn't wrong.
So they're sitting on the couch together flirting, and then Joe's like, "Oh," Alu says, "Oh, are you going to practice more?" And this didn't clock to me at all in the moment until looking back. But Joe says, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to practice more." And then she gets up and looks coyly over her shoulder at Alu in like a very come hither, do follow me to the bedroom kind of a situation. And Alu does not hesitate. So they get in there. Joe throws Alu down onto the bed and then just starts like kissing everywhere. And
Mhm.
Alu is one of those very lucky people that can come just from nipple play. But that doesn't even
God.
happen. That's just a seed that's planted.
Mhm.
And so there is such a detailed, there's so much attention paid to where Joe is kissing Alu. And
Mhm.
at first, I just thought it was, a lovely descriptive sex scene. Okay?
It wasn't. Spoiler, listener.
It wasn't.
It was not.
Holy fuck balls. So Joe's kissing like all the way down her neck, and then she kisses all over both of her breasts. There's some nipple sucking, it's great. But it's noted that like every square inch of her breasts have been covered by kisses and tonguing and whatever. And then she
Mhm.
kisses all the way down the body, and then she starts going down on Alu, and it's fantastic. She does some of that internal mumbo jumbo to her 3 clitori up there, and then she pulls back. And I was like, I'm sorry, Joe. What's your deal? I didn't see any completion whatsoever, ma'am. And I don't know what Alu says, but I think it's something along those lines. And then
there's like,
Joe,
hey,
wait, where are you going?
where
Wait.
go?
And Joe is like, you just wait. And then she does a chant of some sort, a very, pivotal chant to
now
me melody.
They're not actual mouths kissing her, but the sensation of all of the kissing places is just constant body stimulation.
So everywhere that basically her saliva has touched on Joe's body is now a pleasure center. And there's all of these, 100 mouths all over her body.
Man,
just
Melody,
stimulating every...
You ever read any of these paranormal or alien or sci-fi or, not real books, and you're just
Sure.
like, I hate you.
Yes.
Like, how dare, Ivy fucking Knox, how dare you introduce me to this world knowing that I
will never attain this, Ivy.
will never get this. I literally cannot have that many sensations of mouths on my body because there's not enough space around me. I could be in the world's largest orgy and there's simply not enough space around me for all of the bodies necessary.
Too many
for
bodies.
All of those mouths.
Mm-hmm. Even if some are suspended, it's still too many bodies, okay?
Too many bodies. I could literally be the center of a ball of human, and there are too many bodies for the number of mouths that I want.
That's right.
God damn it.
Especially when they start bumping together. Come on.
Oh, yeah, because then
Heads
people are going to be like, hey, move your elbow. And I'm like,
you're on my hair.
Who gives a shit about your elbows and your hair, okay?
Yeah.
Lick my tit.
That's right. I am the attention center right now.
Yeah,
okay?
Stop worrying about your elbow agonies, okay?
That's right. You basically don't have elbows right now.
Touch one of my 3 clitori, okay?
That's right. Get on it. Yeah. So then she and I loved this because it ended up being this even more poignant combination of physical and emotional intimacy, because while all of this magic stimulation is happening, while Joe's focusing on that, she also crawls up Alu's body and basically snuggles her the whole time.
Yeah.
And whispers into her ear.
You're doing
and they're,
so well.
Yes, they're so
you're
close.
so beautiful in your pleasure. Oh.
I believe this gets so intense that they both begin to levitate.
They're floating. Yeah, they're levitating.
What the fuck? Ivy Smoke? Ivy Knox? Ivy whoever you are? You
Ivy Knox blowing
mean.
smoke up my ass. How fucking dare you make them levitate from
sexiness.
You are literally rising to the orgasmic occasion.
Yes.
How dare you? How dare you introduce this to this world, a world that I
do not have access to. God.
Yes.
I can build any portal I want and I'll never have access to this world.
And then it's so cute because then they snuggle up.
Yeah.
And after Alu comes like a freight train, obviously, and Alu's like, just give me a second and I will return the favor. And Joe's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm just here. That was amazing. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's adorable.
It's fantastic.
Beautiful. It's hot.
It's hot.
Intimate. It's delightful.
So now we need a reason to go back to the cabin. So Joe walks out into the forest and she gets like extra cunt punched by this, cloud of malice that's out in the jungle. And she's like, okay, no, this is really serious. And it seems like this cloud of malice is now getting bigger. That's not good. So she has to figure out a reason to get Alu and Mech out of this house and down to the village. So she's like, you know what? It's time. I'm ready. I'm empowered enough. I am feeling myself to the point that I'm going to go. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. Sorry. That just took over my whole abdomen. That was wild. Anyway, she's like, I'm feeling good.
I love that you have the wherewithal to mute yourself like a bad bitch with a sneeze so aggressive that it literally shakes the camera and your recording booth. But that little burpy burp and you're like, oh, what a surprise. Where'd that come from? My bad. My bad.
Oh my goodness.
Just an interesting thing of note. Melody is like, you can deal with my burps. I'll keep the sneezes to myself, but
I mean, the sneeze would have maimed you.
The sneeze
on that
we would have
end
had to be fair,
of the headphones
would have obliterated my eardrums to the point that I would have been like, "Hey, are you muted?" And
that would have hollowed out your head bone.
That's
okay?
You are literally just you have ringing ears.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah. No,
anyway.
That would have turned your brain to mush, is what that would have done. So
you.
That was me. That was the mom arm of podcasting.
Listener, That's so funny that you call it the mom arm, because I call it the pizza delivery driver. It's the food delivery arm, because
I like that.
I to this day, after being a delivery driver, if I have to stop real quick, I will just slam the person next to me in the chest. Except it's not the chest because food isn't that high.
It's tummies.
I can't tell you how. Nope. I can't tell you how many.
Have you punched someone in the dick?
There have been a lot of dick punches.
No.
Because luckily,
I think they'd rather just hit the windshield.
Vaginas are a little bit harder to get to, and generally in that position. But if a dick is there, it's real easy to, because that's where you go. You don't go straight across. You go down at an angle to protect the food. It's a miracle I've ever been laid, actually. So anyway, it's time to go.
Yeah.
She goes and does this little thingamabob. She feels more of this thing and she's like, oh my God, it's getting closer. We gotta go.
Yeah. So she's like, we should bring Mech too. I really want to introduce him to all of the witches. They're gonna love him. It's gonna be great. It's not gonna be chaos at all.
Also, it's time for me to take over. And Alu's like, okay,
it's time for me to challenge Tibik. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And so they fly back, and Tibik is like, the fuck are you doing here? And who is this slut? Basically. Really, Tibik is the fucking worst.
Tibik is awful. Hey.
And so we get 2 or 3 days. It's an extended period of time in which we see Joe just shrivel into herself.
Well, especially because
in this environment,
we didn't really we talked about it a little bit in passing, but they move into the house together. Also, of note, Alu is just yeah, let's go back, let's live our best lives, and Joe is fearful for her in the sense of how's she gonna fit in? I like that she's loud and a little clumsy and just jumps into things, but what if everyone else hates her?
Yeah.
And makes her feel bad about it. That's fucked up, and I care a lot about her, and I don't want that to happen. Meanwhile, Lou is just that has never crossed her mind because that's a fear thing. That's an anxiety thing.
And the lack of anxiety, I think, also makes it harder for her to read social cues. Alu doesn't read the room a lot.
Alu is so autistic coded, it's not even funny.
It's excellent.
Yeah, and it's very real.
Mm-hmm.
Alu has understandings of the world.
Yes.
And based on God knows what. Where did you get that rule and idea? But hey, all right, let's go. So they get back. They're living in the house. It's already this added thing where, remember, hex friends don't have mates. And so they're what are you doing moving this girl into
What's
this
even the point?
house, like,
Yeah.
why is it so important?
And
like,
also, that bird has shat all over everyone's clothes. Okay? Like, it's squawking and it's dive bombing people in the dining room.
well, and then
The bird is
God
chaos.
Bless Alu. She's so sweet, but she is clumsy and kind of, she doesn't really think through things. And we're rolling into like just the like comedy of errors.
Oh man,
One after another.
not
There's
to mention that like Alu wears the biggest steel-toed boots that have ever been on a brick shit house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not only is Alu basically made of steel herself, like we learn in like they're basically impenetrable even in what they call their flightless form. There is a scene in the spin-off series that I'm reading where one of the dudes literally gets like shot by bullets and he's like, well, I guess this human can't stick around to witness the fact that had no effect. Whoops. And so like Alu is basically a battering ram just meandering around the world, and like the little Hexerin peeps are just so like they're just sweet little druid babies. Basically.
They really are.
And like at one point Alu accidentally steps on something that one of them created for their offering for that day, and Alu's like, oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to step on that, and the person is like borderline tears and they're like, that's fine.
It's totally okay. I didn't spend 4 hours on this. It's okay. Yeah, and so Joe, this is like building up and building up and building up and building up. And we also see like moments where they sort of retreat to Joe's room to get away from Tibbik and like the rest of the bullshit.
To be clear, this entire time, Tibbik is being the most insufferable piece of shit, listener.
Yeah.
He is just like, he's constantly belittling her. He's like, oh, well, blah, blah. Remember how you gave that one lady a amnesia concussion?
Yeah.
And like, you really suck at this. And what do you mean you're more bad? He has let the power go to his head.
Yes. And when he's not macroaggressioning, he's passive aggressive and microaggressioning. Like there is no communication in which it's not an overt or subtle dig at Joe.
God, and he's such a dick to Alu, and Alu is such a sweet baby angel that she doesn't even really clock that he's doing it.
She only notices when he's mean to Joe.
Yeah.
And she really wants to just like put her body in between Tibbik, and her Dragamundo inside of her has like a dialogue in her head.
Dragamundo.
Yeah. And so like at this point, the dragon keeps on being like my witch. Like almost to the point of like my mate. And the dragon keeps on being like, melt his face off. Like, do not allow him to treat your witch like that.
Well, and then whenever he's mean to her or people are mean to her, there's a part of Alu that's like, why isn't Joe sticking up for me the way I stick up for Joe?
Yeah.
Like, am I not important?
Right. Does she not, am I not worth it? Does she not take me seriously? Is this not as meaningful to Joe as it is to me? And that totally feeds all of her insecurities.
Yeah. So this turns into a thing. She also doesn't understand why Joe, because Joe gets back and once you're back in a situation where you've been, belittled and all those things, it's hard to get out of.
She reverts.
Yeah. And so she is very much like, I'm going to do it. I'll do it. And Lou's like, hey, you've been saying that for days.
It's been so long. I mean, even to me, the reader, not that it was long in pages, but it is written really well in a way that like it was dragging on me too. I don't know. It was a weird experience because I simultaneously clocked that it was not dragging in the book. Like it wasn't a page count. It wasn't a chapter count. It was a feeling of like, we have to fix this.
I'm on my 11th Ivy Knox book right now, and I will say that is something that she's very skilled at in a way that a lot of authors I find, not in a bad way, but I'm like, this could have been 3 pages. It didn't need to be 15 pages to make it clear that this is a month.
Yes.
You could have made that clear. And like Ivy Knox is, from what I have experienced, very good at being like, we're just going to cruise over the next 3 pages and all of a sudden it's going to be, a month and a half from now. And I'm like, bet I didn't need to see the last month and a half. Thank you.
Well, no, and I think that is a related but slightly different thing than the feeling I got. Because yes, I love it when I'm like, oh, I would want you to whimsy that too. Great decision, author. But it really was like by the time we got to where Alu was, almost at her wit's end, I was also almost at my wit's end, even though page count, I shouldn't have been.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a similar but different thing where it's not necessarily time. It is a little bit of time because it's weeks. They're back for weeks when all of this is happening, isn't it? It's like at least like 2 or 3 weeks. And it's over the course of just a couple of pages. Ugh. And like by the time you're like, okay, come on, Joe. And we get where Alu is coming from.
Well, and so Alu starts acting out a little bit. Okay?
Yeah.
Because Alu is, in addition to everything else, Alu is fucking bored.
Yes.
She's realizing that she has to walk on eggshells a little bit, and it's really weighing on her in a way that I don't think she even really
It's exhausting.
clocks. Yes. And so she and her brother decide to have like a dragon off, and they decide to see how many times they can do front flips in the air before hitting the ground. And in the course of this thing, Alu goes ass over tea kettle, except into the mess hall, essentially.
Yep.
And like totally obliterates their communal kitchen. And Joe loses her mind. Joe, finally, it's the last straw.
So Alu walks back up and she's like, oh, oops, haha, sorry. I'll go ahead and help fix that. And yeah. Joe's
just like, that's not how things work. She yells at her. She kind of like berates her in front of everyone. And she's like, you don't fit here. You don't belong here. And Joe says, I can't do this anymore. And at first Alu is like, what are you? And then it hits. And she just like nods in the slowest, saddest way. And then turns around and walks into her brother and sister-in-law's arms. And then they immediately take her back to the cave.
Her, and it's so sad. And then after she's gone, Joe realizes that wasn't about Alu. Like,
no.
yeah, Alu could have, but like this is a me thing. And she's like, you know what? Fuck you, Tippik. She finally stands up to Tippik and she's like, I'm prime here. So how about you just fuck off? And now it's time to do the prime challenge.
Now we have to duel.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 3 stages of a duel. And it's a whole thing. They get the whole village involved. They like clear out the main thoroughfare so that they can do big magics at and around each other. And it's like, you need to bend some elements. You need to be a bender. And then another one is like, you need to teleport all over the place.
Importantly, the last one is necromancy. And so while this is happening, Alu has decided that she's not giving up on Joe, right? And so she comes back. And this is when she finds out.
Alu, no, Mech is missing, which I really thought was going to be a bigger plot point than it was.
Yeah.
Because we go to the cave system, some of the brothers arrive to like comfort, and I love it because one of the brothers is like, why am I here if I'm not going to just like steamroll whoever hurt you? Like, what am I doing here?
And it's so cute because like this happened in Nero's book. Everyone showed up and they're like, of course we're going to show up. You're our brother. And so like this is her turn for everybody to show up and be like, none of us know what we're doing because we're all emotionally constipated.
Yes.
But also like,
but we are physically here and that shows our care. Yes.
Who do we fight?
That's right.
There's no fighting.
What?
Do you have cards?
Yeah. And so this is also really important because Alu has finally been like, no, I think I am a worthy person. I think I am capable of being a long-term option. And so when the brothers fall into that pattern where they start like ribbing her about being a dumbass all the time, I loved it because it's not even combative. She just gets up and walks out and they're like, whoa, 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 what's going on there? And she turns around at the door and she says, I have a feeling you're going to just start belittling me and how like emotionally stunted and what a loser I am. And I'm not really interested in entertaining that. And then she turns around and walks away. And then immediately the brothers are like falling over themselves to be like, what? What? What are you talking about? What did we do? How we fix?
We're
And
so
it's
sorry.
adorable.
We love
Yeah,
you.
they didn't realize they were doing it, but, you know.
Mhm.
So anyway, Mech is missing because a Batman door opened in the ceiling? Question mark. And
Yeah.
he got out. It's fine. I don't
Just
have
whimsy
any time for that. And so Alu is going to the village to look for Mech
Yes.
because the brother and sister-in-law are also there looking for Mech. And that's when she stumbles upon this wizard
Gauntlet
duel
of
of
wizard
dominance.
times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I believe when she shows up, it's teleportation time.
Yes. So this is an important note that's about to come into play. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory. The way that they essentially rid the Drexilios of the things that they don't have feeling for
Yes.
is they came out of their test tubes with the part of their brain that controls that essentially fossilized. In their brain.
Calcified.
Calcified,
Yeah.
that's the word. And so most
I
of
forgot about
them,
that.
it has just stayed that way. Nero's is not. They kept having to do surgery on him every 25 years because he would start to feel remorse for all of the murders that he did. It's fucked up. But his is the only one that they knew of that would heal ever. And so none of them have ever had that issue other than him. And so that becomes important in just a minute because there's the precedence.
There's some nonsense that goes on.
There's some precedence for what is about to happen.
Okay, I like that. Okay. So they're doing all the things, and then it's time. Oh, and Joe is slaying him, okay?
Oh my
everything
God.
is faster, everything is better, everything is bigger, everything is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But then they get to necromancy, and they're in a situation where if he does necromancy better than her, he could win it
Faster.
all. It doesn't matter. Yeah, faster, better, etc. It doesn't matter that he shit the bed on the rest of them, right? If he does this better, he wins it all, and she has to defer to him. And it creeps Joe out a little bit, the necromancy. And so she hasn't really been practicing it at all. But she's like, I bet I can.
I feel like dead things should just stay dead.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't love that I have to do this, but I guess I'll just brazen it out.
I guess I'll bring this fish back to life.
Yeah. So he ends up doing it faster.
But the only reason he does it faster is because he starts fucking with her. His
Yeah.
big fuck you to prove he's Primus. He is going to kill her and then bring her back to life.
Maybe. I don't know that I trust Tybic to actually bring her back to life. I know that's the point, but I don't know.
And then this is when Alu suddenly clocks, that's my mate.
And she feels fear for the first time. She gets frozen with this fear of losing her mate. And then, so she goes to steamroll into this guy. He ends up breaking that magic connection with Joe in order to turn it on.
Stop the brick shit
on
house
Alu.
Brick shit housing him.
That's the one. Yeah, mid-transformation almost.
Yep, he stuffs her basically in a bubble, like a limbo bubble.
Where she's unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's just floating in there, and that's when Joe wakes up and sees this happening and then realizes that she's in the prime position now to be slurped into death as well. And she's like, oh my God, that's my Inara. I'm going to fuck this man sideways, basically.
And then she powers so hard that she myrtleates the fuck out of Tybic.
Well, she also okay, wait, no. There's a slight progression here, okay? She starts getting so angry that her power is building up, and then I think she's got maybe, something in her hand. She's got one of those Orby boys that she's going to throw.
It's the same Orby boy that caused her personal exile.
That's the one. But she's so mad about it that the Orby boy then turns into a complete encompassing, ensconcing Orby boy that makes her float into the air. She's doing what's that?
Think Magic Girl hair floaty in the air. She is fully just it reminds me of
that
the
Clockmaker
scene
graphic
in
novel. Why can't I remember? Yeah, the Atlantis scene. I'm thinking of the graphic novel that has the smiley face guy and the Mr. Universe.
Watchmen?
Thank you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, think that. So that's what she's doing. And then this is not a technique, right? This is all just happening instinctually in this defense of her Inara. And so then she does a big, giant, like WWE, I'm gonna like slam down onto the ground. And this happens with such force that a crevasse opens in the ground and it like cracks all the way until it just like, explodes Tyvek, okay?
It sloops him up. And
Oh, yeah.
now
He's
Tyvek's
toast.
gone. So she immediately goes and grabs her. She's now like, Alu has hit the ground, and Joe goes up and is like, oh my God, Alu, are you okay? And then Alu wakes up, opens her eyes and says, Joe. And then Joe in Safoyan says that phrase to her, Alu.
Yeah.
That
And
she's
it's the
always
first
wanted
time-
to hear, but she's never heard because she's never felt fear before.
And this is also like such an extra poignant moment, I feel, because it's not just the novelty of someone saying this one phrase to her, obviously. It's also essentially the first time that anyone has nurtured her in this way. Not just because she's never felt fear and so there wouldn't be a catalyst to say it. It's also because people don't think of Alu as a being that needs that kind of care and nurture. And so she's never gotten it, even from the most well-intentioned of family members or whatever. And so, like, Joe saying this to her, it's this very healing moment. I feel like it's almost like, you know, that re-parenting therapy or whatever, where you like go back to your childhood self and like reparent yourself to like heal different childhood traumas.
Yeah.
This is like kind of that for Alu.
Yeah.
But it's also wrapped up in this layer of realizing that she has a mate and like this impossible thing, this thing that everyone told her absolutely could not happen, like biologically. This impossible thing is now happening. Like it's
and it's
universe
returned.
blowing.
It's not, what's the word when
Reciprocated?
Yeah, it's reciprocated. It's like, oh, it's not just her pining. They're here together.
And sorry, it's also really significant on Joe's end, not just because like she thought it could never happen for her because Hexrins are generally like they don't take mates, period, the end. But this feeling of like attachment to the point that she could like feel Alu's life force being drained out of her. Like there is an attachment, like a metaphysical attachment between these two because she is Joe's Inara. But the understanding of their entire culture, species, etc., is that that doesn't happen in queer relationships. But it's happening for the first time outside of the heteronormative standard. No? That's what it says in the book.
But it's accepted on the original planet with Inaras and things like that. Maybe it's for Drixilia. One of those species is. It's like...
I thought it was accepted that they could take mates, but not like the metaphysical bond.
Specifically
Inara.
Yeah, because Inara is not typical. It's not a given that you have an Inara even before all the women died. But yeah, that's a breeding. I could have sworn you could have a queer Inara.
No,
maybe not.
They have I swear to God, they have a conversation. Hold on, I'll find it.
I believe you. I'm also okay with them being the first trailblazers, you know?
Trailblazers.
So anyway, it's super cute because now they're kissing.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Like,
it says, Inaras, that's the term you use in the village for mates, yes? Historically, the term Inara is reserved for the female mates of male Trevillians, I explain. It refers to our story of creation. Yeah. It refers to our story of creation. It's like a whole thing. But it's only heterosexual.
Yeah. Historically, yes. And so now she is using that term. So that's what it is the term Inara is generally reserved for heterosexual, but it is not unheard of for your Inara to be queer. It's just that's not the term.
Oh,
that would
okay.
be used. That's
Okay.
what it is.
Okay.
And it's just so cute because Alu's like, can be Inara? And
Yeah.
Joe's like, yeah, baby, you're my Inara.
That's exactly what you are.
I love you. And Joe, but yeah, so Joe's like, will you be my mate? And Alu's like, yes. And then Alu says, but is there room for me? And the rest of the coven rolls up and they're like, absolutely. Your open, happy spirit is good for us. And
Yeah.
like, you're truly welcome. And like all of this was because Tippik is a fucking nightmare.
Yes. Turns out everybody loves her goddamn steel-toed boots and the way that she crashes all over the house because it shakes things up in a way that, like...
They were stagnant before.
Yes. Yeah. And the only one who was putting a big giant downer on it is now, specks off in the universe because Tippik has been exploded and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're together forever.
Yeah,
and
they
then
have
Mech
their little-
randomly
they have
comes
their-
back. There was a nothing
Well-
burger.
Yeah, so Mech shows back up. That was a red herring, but they have their little mating thing, and when they mate, like they both have to like
Bite
come
each
and
other.
bite at the same time, and now
Yeah.
they're like mentally tethered. And then the funniest fucking thing ever happened. So we find out what that dark force by Alu's
my God.
house was. It is ancient. It is basically ancient alien Viking zombies.
Yeah.
And when she did her necromancy, she's so powerful that when she cracked the earth, she made it cracked it enough that they could crawl out. And so they suddenly come rolling up to the town, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? And she's like,
Oh no.
Oh no. And they're like,
And they
"Yes, my
refer to her
queen."
as their queen, and they're just like, I mean, they're her personal army, but it really creeps her out, A, because she doesn't love the necromancy deal in the first place, but B, like, she hates being the center of attention. That was another reason that she was fine with this guy being Prime and not her.
And then it's so funny because at dinner, she overhears one of the other human women that got rescued being
One of
like,
these
oh man,
horny
those
monster
creepy
fuckers.
Vikings. And then one of the horny monster fucker ladies is like, man, are you serious? I would kill to have these dudes just like slobbering at my feet,
Yeah.
begging to do whatever I want them to do. And so Joe's like,
your wish is
I
my
can make
command.
that happen. And then
Yeah.
they all like literally just get up off of their knees in front of her and walk over to that human woman, and they're like, my queen.
She
And she's like,
transfers power over to this lady, making all of her dreams come true.
and this lady, I want that book. I want to read this lady and her harem of
Yeah.
Viking
Mhm.
zombie boys.
Yeah.
Because like, why the fuck not?
The decay really, it's rough for me.
I'm trying not to think about it.
Decay is really the biggest barrier to entry, if you will. The
I
whole
mean-
like sloughing off of flesh or like mummify.
I would think that it's the opposite of a
smells.
barrier to entry. I feel like it's really
gross,
pretty easy
gross.
to enter.
Nope, that's not how I meant it, and you know it.
Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, now they're together foreversies, and I want the two brothers that don't have a book. I want their books so fucking bad.
I just
just
assumed
think
they
that
already
it would
had
be
books
fun.
and their mates were elsewhere.
Well, so this is the last book of this series. I am reading that spin-off series that is vaguely mentioned at some point in book 3, and then I think she has at least one other series. I don't know. I haven't really dug into everything because I know I'm reading all of it, so I'll just get there when I get there. So I'll keep you updated.
Yay! All right, Sabrina, what is your lady love?
My lady love is today is the first home game for my local hockey team, and I have season tickets this year. And so I will be at
Hey.
every fucking home game that exists as much as I possibly can, and I am so fucking excited to be seeing hockey regularly.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where over the last couple of years I've watched a lot of hockey on like ESPN. I've watched a lot of recaps, blah blah blah. I read Hockey Romance and was like, oh, I kind of like this sport, and then actually looked in the sport and was like, oh yeah, hockey makes the ADHD brain go like good burp.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And so I'm just really excited. They're an hour away. I will absolutely be going to every single game that I possibly can. And tonight's the first home game, and I'm super freaking excited. So that's my lady love. I think that's the thing. That's actually what the lady love is, paying the season ticket, right? And so, like, dedicated, I don't have to ever think about it again. Like, this is an event that I have access to in a way that is easy. I don't have to think about it, kind of thing. Like, I've already done the upfront hard thing. Like, oh no, can I afford that this week? Doesn't matter. You got a season ticket, baby. All you need to pay is gas. So anyway, giving yourself a reason to get out of the house, I guess, is my lady love. Also, hockey season is back on. That's the other lady love. Dual lady love. What's your lady love, Mel?
My lady love is the newest internet phenomenon that I have encountered recently. So, okay, so it helps that I know a bit of the lore. It's one of the very few niche things I know the lore about. But there's this random ass, like, Canadian young boy man, a youth, if you will. He's like 22 or 23, I think.
HB Youth TM.
That's the one. And I've followed him for a while because he's been like really like serious with making music. And I guess he had like kind of a quasi-public breakup with another singer-songwriter who was just like popping off. And they had been in a relationship for a while. He thought that their breakup was very amicable. And then like a couple of weeks later, she goes viral with this like breakup song that makes him look like the shittiest dirtbag that's ever happened, right? And he was very publicly confused about it. And then his newest album has been songs he wrote in that breakup called The 5 Stages of Grief. And so he has a depression song, he has an anger song, he has a bargaining song, and they're all like, he's like, I guess he's alt rock, I would call him maybe. And so because I've followed him for a while, I found out that he and his roommate, who are like BFFs and they appear on each other's social media quite a bit, they became friends because the Canadian boy was homeless and living in his car. And this other kid was like, hey man, like, why don't you come stay with me until you get on your feet? And then they just like became the bromanciest best friends that have ever like also made music together. And they're so cute. And as a result, they started doing these like satirical videos about different eras of music. And they would like make a song that, you know, encapsulated that era of music.
The video you sent me of early 2000s emo music, that's not their general sound. That is them actively being like...
Yes. So hold on. But it's kind of twofold, right? Because... Okay, so like at one point they did like a every 2010 radio smash song, right? And it's them just like being ridiculous. There's like a rap section that is very, you know, tongue-in-cheek. And then the one that I sent Sabrina was every early 2000s emo song. Except that like the emo kids came out of the fucking woodwork.
We're always
and
there.
It went mega
waiting.
viral. Yeah. And so it goes mega viral. And they're like, obviously they're content creators and musicians. And so they start like leaning into it. But they keep on doing like jokey joke songs on social media, like being an emo band. I mean, it starts with one of them wearing a really hilarious wig, you know?
The hair in the video, I did clock the hair of the person holding the guitar. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
I know.
A lot.
So it starts as this joke, goes mega viral. They keep doing jokes, but then people are unironically loving it. And I saw this comment on one of his other videos being like, it's one of those where he's like looking at the thing and the text is, when you've been posting serious music for years and go viral wearing a wig and singing an emo spoof, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the comments in there was like, hey, bro, I don't know if you like didn't clock this or whatever, but like emo kids are your audience. And when I thought about it, the alt rock does kind of, I mean, I think their voices also lend themselves to the emo, right?
I didn't dig into their profile at all when you sent me that video, but watching that video, I was like, oh yeah, this is just
it's just fucking perfect.
It's a 2000s emos pop punk vibe.
Yeah.
That this is just what they do. So finding out they do other music is eye-opening.
But now it's as if people are not interested in their other music. And like, I'm pretty sure they're starting an emo band.
They're being pigeonholed
together
into emo kids.
No, I think they're just leaning in. And it's kind of awesome. And both of their voices do it really well. And so it started as a joke, and now it's like the internet demanded it, and they're doing it seriously now.
If there's one thing that I would be okay with coming back from the early mid-noughts.
Yes.
It's the emo
It's like
music.
emo screamo. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the other reason that this is hitting me and maybe other people more generally is because one of the things I've been thinking about, and then I saw other creators like echoing this feeling, is like, hey, all of you disaffected youth, hey, all of you white boys, stop going into the red-pilled podcast, pipeline and get back out in the garage with your fucking guitars. And then one of you out of 10,000 become the next Panic at the Disco. God damn it. Like, where all of our...
Why are you just accepting it?
Yeah. Well,
and like falling into this stuff instead of just
like channel that rage into creation,
Yeah.
And so I feel like at least I haven't encountered any, especially male artists that are sort of grabbing onto that. There's a few women artists that are definitely doing that. But yeah, it's very exciting for me. Melody. This new.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's Braden Bales, and his partner in crime is Ezra something. I'll put their handles in the show notes. I don't know their band name yet because I think they were announcing it on a live, and I'm 38 years old and I cannot be bothered with your TikTok live. I'm so sorry. I guess send a memo at some point. Do you have a newsletter? Let a bitch know.
Can I sign up for your email?
Yeah.
Newsletter?
Or just make a goddamn regular ass video and tell me your name,
Yeah.
Lives, please. Sirs, you're youths. I can't. That's weird.
I don't know. Part of the delight of social media for me is I don't have to be there in the moment that it's
I want to encounter it when it's convenient for me. Thank you.
If I like a live event if it's planned. I would 2 to 3 weeks of heads up that this is going to be coming. I'll add it to my planner.
And then 40% of the time I'll still forget. But...
Yeah. Well, hey, adding it to the planner is not a definite commitment. Okay, I actually literally have a calendar on my Google Calendar that is a separate thing called potential events.
No.
And so it is literally anything that vaguely interests me gets added to that calendar. And then if I'm like, what am I doing this week? I'll go look at what I actually have planned, and then sometimes I'll pop up the little we'll see how much energy I think I'll have that week.
Yeah, their newest video that came out I think yesterday says thanks to you guys, we're taking it serious now. Smiley face. We're planning on putting all of these out. And it's wonderful because the first video, one of the lyrics that really hit me was I'm a 32-year-old and I'm still writing lyrics about my high school crush, But now they're just doing regular emo songs because that's essentially what they've been writing. Just I guess Bobby or question mark? I don't know. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
So that's my lady love.
Right,
I guess stay tuned for band name.
Yep, that works.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listener. Keeping a badass. Love yourself as much as you love bionic vibrating tongue.
Love yourself as much as you
levitation orgasms.
Hate what?
Levitation orgasms. Love.
Oh my god.
Levitation orgasms.
Yes, levitating orgasms. Also, just how much you hate encountering
Don't bring up the bird poop.
What?
Don't bring up the bird poop again.
I'm not.
Okay.
That is a you thing that you are introducing. Thank you very much. No,
I'm not
my
happy
thing
about
is
that.
My thing, I'm still trying to formulate it, but love yourself as much as you hate being introduced to a physically impossible sexual scenario that you really, really would love. That's all.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
All right. Also, my last final one is love yourself as much as you love getting a double early Christmas present
Woo!
from a bestie. Because,
Yeah.
boy, I'm excited to dive into this world all over again.
Yeah, that'll be on
All right.
Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Next week, we'll be back with another 5-star rec in a world we've visited before. That is the second book in the Stage Dive series, Play by Kylie Scott. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.